my name is Andy and I am going to present a discussion all about communication skills in the reprising environment. The following objectives are to identify and describe the 3 communication skills effective in safe work practices in the sterilization settings. To give example from my workplace on how those skills are applied. To justify that those skills are effective in each situation. The first skill is active listening. Active listening is a communication skill where you understand, concentrate, and respond to another person, not only passively hearing the words. Therefore, good communication relies on both verbal and nonverbal communication. You give undivided attention. You listen to information, ideas, opinions, feeling being sent out to you to understand the whole message. And you reflect actively processing the information. An example in my workplace where active listening can be applied. During the induction and the training period of full staff after 6 months, as a novice, I listen intently and processes the information provided. I learn the scope and practices of the different areas of reprising environments, from decontamination, packing and inspection, sterilization, and to storage. One encounter with my trainer, she was emphasizing the importance of prevention to unwanted injuries such as burns. I was about to take the helix test after sterilization using my bare hand, but I remember the repeated guidance of my trainer that to avoid injury, use an appropriate protective gear such as heavy-duty gloves and collecting devices after passing the sterilization stage. Then I returned and grabbed the helix test with my glove hand and so I avoid getting burns. When you actively listen, by facing the speaker, focus on the content of his speech. Pay less attention to the noise coming from another person and avoid being distracted from using mobile phones. You are guided to make things right and deliver safe health practices because you listen when they are educating and training. Personally, this is one effective communication skill in such a situation where you are left to make a decision that should be safe and ideal. When you listen intently, you reflect whether it is acceptable or arguable, and you act upon it. Now, the second skill is open questioning or speaking up for safety. There are 2 types of questioning, the closed type which requires short answers such as yes or no, and for gathering data like names, location, and more are what we call demographics. For the second type, which is an open type questioning, it is an effective type of gathering more details as you are directing the person to answer question of why, how, what, who, and when questioned, you assess the person to tell more about the situation. In this example, from my workplace where open questioning is applied. Upon audit of repriced medical device, I received an electronic mail stating a report of a missing item in a set. We called process feedback form. I was invited in the office to talk about it. The coordinator set the environment calm and non-judging. She asked me how did it happen and what are the things that can improve into this practice. I answered truthfully that I did not notice that I have a reduced number of instruments in the set. Given that I trust that it is complete when it is returned for repricing, I learned my lesson that I need follow the recipe because it is the standard. I did not get offended because it is where I learn and improve my practice. This type of opening questioning invited a response coming from me since I am involved on that incident and not another person who may tell her say, which can be wrong and malicious. A right amount of information is collected without judgment and prejudices. Open questioning is an effective means of communication for that situation because it asks information, clarity of events, and further reflection that you think will make the practice better and safe for others. Use of proper tone and pitch of voice that is soft and calm will minimize the negativity in speaking up or questioning. This is not to demean a person but to gather information and clarify things in the situation. Having a conversation in a proper setting means in an office or not in public will solve or settle issues in a situation. The third skill and not the least is assertive communication. Assertive communication is defined as a manner of speaking and interaction that respect and consider the right and opinions of another person, while also holding up your personal rights and boundaries. People who use assertive type of communication are relaxed and talk freely about their feelings. It requires balance between asserting your thoughts and feelings, while respecting the thoughts and feelings of another when these differ. An example in my workplace where assertive communication is applied. A coworker who is my senior is asking nicely if he can swap our extra shift instead of him doing Sunday. He wants to work on Saturday, which is the one I am scheduled. I check my schedule and apparently it will be a conflict to my interest because I do attend Sunday Mass of obligation. I look him in the eye to catch his attention. Since I have this personality that is fun, I am relaxed and truthfully saying that I already have a commitment that I will take my family to church. I did not prolong my response because he may have false hope, but I added in the end that if the same favor such this occur again, I may agree and work in his terms. It is right that the behavioral component of assertiveness in application to communication reflects best practice. In making a conversation, looking in the eye of the other person, not sharply and long, gives a message that you are sincere, allowing oneself to reflect and think before voicing out. Response would show that you gave the request a thought and not just displace the request harshly. In that kind of situation, where I am faced with a personal request from a coworker which opposed to my schedule, the use of assertive communication is really useful to be honest and respectful without presenting myself as rude and unaccommodating. I become reasonable taking into consideration another person, thoughts and feelings, while at the same time I consider my boundaries and own rights. This style is best suited in creating harmony and good working relationship in general. And that concludes my presentation that those three communication skills such as active listening, open questioning, and assertive communication can lead to better understanding, good performance at work, and can foster positive work environment. Thank you. That's all from me.